pretty gross because, it's a dead cow eye that they're shooting. What's up, everybody? Celtics character here, back with another reaction. Get those 10s and 20 views. Sorry, I felt a burp coming, didn't go well. But as you see, it's almost Christmas. Time this video comes out will be 3 days away. And yes, there'll be a reaction video on Christmas. I don't know if this reaction is actually going to make it on here, but today we are reacting to Mark Roberts. Mark Robert. Myth testing Christmas movie science experiments. I've never reacted to anything of his stuff. The only time I ever saw him was on a Dude Perfect episode. But let's get the green screen back up. Oh, wait now. And that way, when we go over to here, the reaction, it's there. So, Mr. Mark, let's test some stuff.
I'm Mark.
Hey, Vsauce, I'm Jake.
And today we are in a replica of the Home Alone house that Jake built with his very own hands. So as
Well done, Jake. But I don't think the leg was in the Home Alone house.
thorough men of science, we have set up a few experiments to test some questionable scenes from a few Christmas classics. First, from A Christmas Story, if you can really shoot your eye out with a Red Ryder BB gun. And then from
Figured enough pumps, yeah, I'd probably say so. That's a good experiment. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Elf, what happens if you actually get hit with a snowball at 95 miles an hour? And finally,
It'd hurt, but the snowball would break apart. Also, I think the snowball wouldn't make it to 95 miles an hour. I think if you're trying to shoot out of like a pitcher machine, it's going to break apart. So it's going to be mostly ice. If it's mostly ice, it's going to hurt like a baseball.
from Home Alone, what happens if you get a blowtorch on your head for 7 seconds? Not yet, Jake.
No?
Yeah. And these will be the first time that we're running these tests, so we truly don't know what's going to happen.
I love the chest burster Christmas sweater. Mark, really? Nothing? Cobra Kai? Not even Christmas movie.
But as firm believers in the scientific method, we're going to test our hypotheses and then see who is closer to the final result. And the winner gets to keep the leg lamp behind us.
What happens to the loser?
The loser has to wear Ralphie's pink bunny suit.
Ooh, yeah.
You ready to do this?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's go.
I thought they were going to test multiple Home Alone experiments because he built the house. Or they do multiple episodes. This video is 9 years old. That's why I'm hoping I can get away with it.
So in the movie A Christmas Story, all Ralphie wants for Christmas is a Red Ryder BB gun. But all the adults in his life keep saying no because they say,
"You'll shoot your eye out, kid."
what do you think, Jake?
I do think that they're not talking about his eye actually coming out, because you have the optic nerve in there, which is about
Also, he wears glasses, doesn't he? So wouldn't the glasses protect him?
thick as your pinky. I think they really mean that the BB is going to penetrate the eye and then he'll go blind, which no one wants.
Nobody wants that. And that seems like a legitimate concern, right? And because they say they'll shoot his own eye out, ostensibly that means he shoots, the BB goes out, bounces off something, and hits his own eye. So to test this out, we have an authentic Red Ryder BB gun.
It's a very nice replica. The only issue with it
And
is there's no orange cap, which would indicate it's not a lethal weapon.
since Jake wouldn't volunteer,
Sorry about that.
I had to find some cow eyes that they use for like biology classes and dissection. And so as a control, we're gonna make sure the BB will penetrate the eye first without even bouncing off anything.
At least give him a warning. I'll get a warning. It's apparently pretty gross because, it's a dead cow eye that they're shooting. Yeah, penetrate.
All right, so that went straight through. There's like no issues. The real question though is the ricochet, right? That's true to the
Like I said, I think, yeah, shooting straight at someone's eye. I don't know if it being a dead eye would have anything to do with it, Or what? I don't know.
movie. So on this next one, we're gonna have the BB come straight, it'll hit the steel plate, and then bounce into the eye. So will it make it through the eye?
I say yes, because you figure if you're shooting something, even if you're in a room my room's 10 by 10, but I'm, say, 7 feet from my 7 feet from my wall, it's gonna hit the wall. It's gonna need enough force to travel back. Where a steel plate being that close, it's going to contain still a lot of energy. Because that's why they always say if you're shooting high power rounds, you need to angle it at least down.
I think yes. I mean, as you said, it had so much energy, it went all the way through the eye. I think it'll hit the plate, ricochet off, go right into the eye, no problem.
I think it's gonna hit the plate, it's gonna like put a dent in it, it will lose a bunch of energy, and it'll hit the eye but won't actually penetrate it.
Okay.
So take a moment to guess in the comments below who's right, me or Jake.
I'm going with Jake because I think the steel plate, being it's steel, will absorb some of the energy, but it's still going to give it a nice bounce. Now, if that's wood, I think the wood's going to be different.
But probably me, and let's check it out.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ooh. That did make a good dent, though. That did make a good dent. In the eye and the steel.
Totally didn't go through. It is interesting though, you can see the dent in the plate, right? I think that was the culprit.
Oh, totally. And also you could see how much energy the eye absorbed. It was, yeah, I don't know. I think it was rigged.
It's a fair point though. A cow eye is definitely thicker than a human eye. So if that were Ralphie, that's bad news,
Yeah.
right? Like 500,000 people a year lose their eyesight due to like eye injuries. So eye protection is definitely important, but most importantly, I won this challenge.
But at the same time, I think Ralphie, because he wears glasses, would not have an issue. He'll break his glasses, and he has to worry about the glass going into his eye. I think it's the bigger thing.
Okay, so I'm up 1-0, heading into round 2. So in the movie Elf, Buddy is sort of screwing up a bunch of things in the big city and nobody likes him. But then his brother gets attacked by some thugs in Central Park and he shows off his mad elf skills. So I did some investigating and I found the spot in Central Park where this actually occurred. And then I measured the distance and then I also watched the video back and looked how many frames it took and then calculated the velocity of the snowballs. Turns out they are thrown at 95 miles an hour.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's big league baseball speed there.
And yet, the punks like don't even move at all. So the question for round 2 is, would you fall backwards if you got hit by a snowball at 95 miles an hour?
I would say no. I think you might.
No, I'm going no, because I've seen baseball players get hit and they just prop up. And a baseball is a lot thicker than your average snowball. I've also been hit. I've been hit by baseballs, maybe not at 95 miles an hour. I have stopped hockey shots. I'm not sure if 90. The one guy claimed he shot high 90s, but at least going 80. Like your body will absorb it. Unless you're off balance, your body's gonna tank it.
Stumble backwards a little bit, but it's not going to knock you flat on the ground.
And I disagree. 95 miles an hour is very fast. And I think if that comes at your chest, you're gonna move and stumble back, unlike the punks in the video.
But how are we going to get a snowball going 95 miles per hour?
That's a great question, and I don't know the answer to it. I originally wanted to use my snowball machine gun, but that tops out at like 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, not good enough.
Luckily,
But like I said, I've watched baseball, and baseball players get hit with that pitch, 90-mile-an-hour pitch, and they might drop, but they don't fall. They more drop because of the pain.
it turns out if you do the math, that a softball traveling at 65 miles an hour will push you back just as much as a snowball traveling at 95 miles an hour. And that's because they have the same momentum, which is defined as the weight of something multiplied by how fast it's going.
But then there is the issue of the snowball. If it's not ice and it's a true good snowball, will break apart, losing all of its energy.
So since a softball weighs a bit more, it needs to be traveling a little bit slower to have the same like pushback or momentum transfer to you. And thankfully, I have a way to make a softball go 65 miles an hour.
Awesome.
You ready to get suited up?
What? Why?
Oh, you lost the first round, so losers always.
But no.
Yeah.
We don't have to do this. That's fine.
You lost. 3, 2, 1.
Plus, like I said, the snowball will break apart. So it would hit it, and then all the energy with dispersed for a softball is going to hit, transfer, and bounce off. That's not where you want the slow mo. You want this. Plus, are you throwing it at that same distance? He was fine with just the chest protector on. I don't know why he's being a baby.
It looks like the softball pushed Jake back slightly, but not near as much as I hypothesized.
See, it's more the pain of the snowball, not the actual snowball.
So that means we're all tied up, headed into the final round.
But still, the whole, it hurting because it breaks apart.
So in the movie Home Alone, Kevin is defending his house from the wet bandits with all these amazing homemade booby traps, which we actually made a video of that on Jake's channel, Vsauce3, so you should go check that out. One of these booby traps
Yeah, go check them out. Seems so cool, dude.
is in the kitchen, so when Joe Pesci walks in, the blowtorch goes off with like 4,000 degree Fahrenheit heat, and he just sits there and takes it for...
My great question is, how did that... Go back for... How does that not set the door on fire and the curtains on fire? It only hits Joe Pesci's head.
The blowtorch goes off with like 4,000 degree Fahrenheit heat, and he just sits there and takes it for 7 seconds, after which...
You would not. You would naturally move. Your body naturally moves.
He runs with his head on fire for an additional 4 seconds and plunges his head in the snow. And in the end, this is what the damage looks like.
No. I've had third-degree burns with more damage than that.
Don't think that is realistic at all.
I agree, that seems like an underrepresentation of the damage that would have been done. So to test this out, the good news is we actually have a volunteer.
Oh, that's lovely.
So underneath this beanie is a layer of chicken skin, and then I've drilled into the foam head about 2 inches down and put a BB. So the question is, do we think the heat is hot enough to burn through the beanie, through the skin, and then 2 inches down into the head?
I think, yes, given the duration of time and the amount of heat, it's going to be pretty severe.
Yeah, plus beanies are cloth or cotton, most likely, so the cotton's going to burn real easy, especially if it's synthetic. And skin just peels away.
It's a bold claim. I don't think it will actually get all the way down there. All right, well let's check it out. Now it's time.
Oh, he should be able to do it. You shut a baseball out and let him burn the corpse. Burn that.
So after filming this video, I was...
Also, this is another issue, Mr. Mark. You're going at it at this angle. It should have been a downward angle.
curious, so I talked with a couple expert surgeons
There you go. That's better.
from the Arizona Burn Center, and they told me that if this actually happened to you, in less than a second, you would have a 3rd-degree burn. And they said that the chicken was a good representation for the skin covering your skull, and it would take between 2 to 3 seconds to burn through that down to the bone. At that point, you've still got 8 seconds left, and your skull would protect your brain so it wouldn't be fatal, but it would be so damaged that you'd probably need skull reconstruction to replace the charred portion, and that carries with it complications that can be fatal.
Yep. Like I said, if they're going from a downward angle, not hitting the spot. If the movie's clear upward to the dome.
Of truth.
Let's see.
This doesn't look like it's gonna... Ah!
Yes!
There it is!
Oh man, okay. So the BB is exposed.
Very...
Plus, that seems like foam, and foam actually burns pretty easily.
exposed. Curse you! So a disappointingly hearty congratulations to Jake for winning. He gets to keep the amazing leg lamp. We actually made a video in this exact same spot on his
Mark,
channel.
aren't you forgetting something?
Like I said, on Jake's channel, we went beyond just the blowtorch scene from Home Alone to see if some of the other booby traps would actually kill you. So go check that out. Make sure you comment below to let us know if you did better than Jake or I in your guesses. You jerk.
Nope, I did. I matched Jake. We'll head back to the base. We'll pull back up Christmas. And we'll have to... oh, sorry. Go away. Room. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected to happen on those type things. Because it's like you figure the blowtorch, it would just burn through the top of the skin. That was an obvious one. The baseball, I played baseball. I've been hit by at least 75, 80 mile an hour pitches, and I've never been knocked on my butt. I had a line drive come straight back at me and hit me in the shin that didn't even knock me over. Playing ice hockey, blocking shots that don't move me back, and I'm on blades. So, but yeah, great video. And if this video does not get copyright claimed, I'll do the other guy's video on the other Home Alone stuff. But that is it. That's all I have. And I'll see you weird people hopefully tonight for who's playing? Crap. Who's the Monday night game? I gotta look it up. San Francisco 49ers and the Indianapolis Colts. But if not, have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, or whatever holiday you choose to celebrate. Have a good night.